Well, hello, footies. Welcome back to another episode of Food and Review. And I must say, it feels like a Tuesday night club. The only difference is we don't have the regular co-hosts. We have some new people on here. You will recognize some of the voices. You'll recognize some of the names, and the banter should be pretty much the same as we used to have. Hopefully. Firstly, I would like to introduce Homer to the podcast. Hello, Homer.
Hi, Shaq. Thanks for having us.
Lovely to have you here. And also, we have a new guest as well who's appeared on the podcast or two before. And I think hopefully, if we play our cards right, he can be a regular co host for us going forward. And we'll see how that goes. Welcome, Neil.
Hi folks, thanks for having me, Shaq, and thanks everybody just wanting to contribute, and hopefully it works out good, yeah?
Looking forward to it. It's great. I mean, I think with all the changes we've had in the Tuesday Club show, as I was talking to you guys before, we've had Wimby and we've had Nathan who had different things that happened to their lives. So we haven't really had the Tuesday Club going, but who knows? We could form an amazing trio and have a Tuesday Club going for us. So let's see how this goes. All right, gents, before we get any further, let's just get down to the nitty gritty of things. How's things going with EAFC? I know there's a good amount of positivity that was in the start. There's a lot of negativity going on. There's things in bits and bobs and people going up and down. But I think I really want to get an insight as to how your week in EAFC has been. So, Homer, let's start with you. How's your week been in EAFC?
50-50. It's not been the best week for me personally, so I had to make an emergency trip to Scotland. So very lack of sleep. Had to rush in the remainder of my weekend league. Managed to get 9 wins, so that was good. But the Gauntlet, I managed 2 out of 3 yesterday, and then this morning I tried to rush it in, and I didn't win a single game. Just same team, same. I said something in Discord that it was like the FC community just seems to be like lemons at the moment. It's Pina up front, it's the same formation, it's the tracking back with the cams, and I'm just a bit too tired and a bit too grumpy to be playing that this morning. So it's been good. Rewards rubbish, gameplay's been good. Just couldn't hack it this morning though.
I completely understand that. It's one of those things where sometimes when you're in the rhythm, it works, and if not in the rhythm, it doesn't really work. Neil, what about yourself?
7 wins for me over the weekend. I got 7 wins
Nice.
last week. I changed formation. I played the 4-1-2-1-2 first week. I thought, you know what, I'll change. Everyone's playing with CDMs. I went with CDMs. It didn't really affect my win ratio. Some games I felt as if I wasn't match made correctly, and I ain't doing in a few games. Other games coasted them. 7 wins. I got a Bruno Fernandes and a Ruben Diaz. The Gauntlet, I've not even really attempted. I can't get to grips with this changing players and changing teams. I'm too old fashioned for it, but I'll have to adjust. But in general, for me, it's been quite good. I'm enjoying the gameplay at the moment. I like the new patch, the fact that you can tackle a bit better, even though you still get punished for misplacing your tackles. But as Homer says, every game I'm playing against Pina and I'm playing against the 4-2-3-1, and it's the same stuff, to the fact that it's pretty much do what I've now reverted to. But I will get onto that, I'm sure. But my game, I've no complaints with the game. It's going okay, and can't complain.
Yeah, that's really good. I think just to share my experience as well. When I started weekend league last week and the first weekend of champs, I was really I was underconfident. I thought one win is all I wanted. I just was really underconfident. I ended up with 7 wins, and I really enjoyed the experience. I had really good gameplay, lovely teams, like very basic-ish teams, really easy players, and I thought, oh, this is great. And I ended up with 7 wins. It's not fabulous. I usually end up with 9 wins in the previous. I was like, 7 is great. Happy with that. And this weekend, I just couldn't get it going. I just had horrible gameplay. I played against 3 or 4 Mbappes, and everyone was doing the shot cancellations. They were doing some really cool tricks. They were doing Pina was doing some stuff that I couldn't even see what was happening on the pitch. They were just moving that quickly. I ended up with 7 wins as well, which again the rewards are. We don't even have to mention the rewards, but it felt really like I was really run down. Did really enjoy my experience, and it's just, and I've gone to Gauntlet. I just played Gauntlet just now, and it was the same thing. It was felt like champs again. I had Pina in all 3 games, and I'm like, why are these people not using different teams? I don't understand. And yeah, sorry, go on, Neil.
No, I feel as if in Gauntlet you're playing against everyone's first team every single game. I don't
Yep.
ever notice any changes, and I wonder how people are doing it, or if it's just my luck in matchmaking. I don't know.
I must admit, the first time I played Gauntlet, I really had a breezy time where I had some good games, some hard games. So I was winning two each time. It kept happening, two wins and one loss, and that's fine. You can take that. When today I had one win and two losses, and I was like, "This is crazy. I can't deal with this sort of pressure." I think I look on social media, and a lot of people are talking about Gauntlet being the relaxed mode. And I'm thinking, where are those relaxing games for me?
No, no relaxing
It
game
is.
modes, is there?
But I must admit, let's break down the gauntlet right now. Last time around, we had the reward of someone like a Kudus, right? So you felt like you wanted to win. This time around, we have a reward that's probably not someone that you're really eyeing out for. So you don't necessarily have the pressure to win as such. And you have two chances that you can go for. So essentially, you have 24 games to play, and you have 12 wins to get in those 24 games to get majority of the rewards. And I think they've done well in that regard. Your thoughts?
I quite like Jiff. If I could get him, I'd actually be happy. He's got the fullback plus plus. I'm currently using the reward Charles because she's got left back plus plus,
Yep.
but she's right footed. She is 5 star, but you see she tends to go on a right foot more often. So having a natural left footed player would be nice for me. But the rewards are nice. They're not amazing, but they are nice. The Evo looks
Yeah,
good as well. So, but like you said, it's not. I don't feel imperative to win it either. Um, but it's just not enjoyable at the moment at all.
yeah.
The
I think
rewards are they're ticking over, aren't they? They're there to tick you over. There's nothing there that makes you want to say, "Wow, I have to engage with this fully." But there's enough to keep you going. I think, isn't there?
which is probably I think it's a really weird situation because it's probably a good thing because you don't have that pressure to you have it's a must win. But then again, when you do get the win, it's you're not getting much for the reward side of things. So it's a
Yeah.
very fine balance that he has to play. I must admit, compared to the kudos, I really wanted that kudos. So I felt a bit dejected that I didn't get the kudos. Whereas this time around, I do if I get him, brilliant. If I don't get him, that's fine. I'll catch up with the rewards, the other rewards anyway, and just I really went in to enjoy the experience. And the teams that I built was all these squad foundations players, all these SPCs that I've done. So I was trying out new players and coming up with Pina three times in a row. I was like, this is crazy. I can't. I mean, it it changes your perspective of just trying to enjoy the game to like, oh, I have to really focus. I know how this player plays, rather than trying to see, oh, this is a cool little shiny player. Let me see what they can do. That's the part that thought it was going to be, but it's genuinely not. So, hopefully, it changes as time goes on and people find. I think I really enjoyed the experience last week when some teams were really fresh in the sense you had like a really random. I think I did play one gauntlet game where I had some silvers and bronzes against me, and that was a walk in the park for me. But I did like the guy for trying, and I didn't really gloat or anything. And I tried to get him as whatever he could, as whatever goals I could get him as well. But yeah, it was what it was. But it's a funny thing. I think just moving along as well to the state of the game. I think we've discussed Pina 20 times so far, and I think we've had a food and review show over the weekend that John and Chris and Delanda just went ahead and spoke about how to use Pina effectively for those 400 odd people that haven't really used Pina so far out of the whole foot community. So, what do you think? How is the state of the game overall? We can go with you, Neil, first.
I think the game. I think the game is in a good place. I think we'll go on to talk about it. I think tradables and market for me is an issue at the moment. But the
Yeah. We'll get to
gameplay,
the market.
I have bought. I've just bought Pina. I want to try her out. I've not massively got on with her for maybe my style of play. I think she's not strong enough. She's fast enough despite having 76 pace or so. Um, I've had better strikers for me anyway. I bought her for 41,000. I think she's down to 33 or something at the moment. I mean, I could have bought her last week at 70k. I could have bought her 3 weeks ago at 6k.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how one player people will review her. It gets viral. It will go on from there. People build a team around her. I think she's okay, but that's probably I'm a Division 5 player. I'm not elite enough to use left stick the way it should be used, and I can use low driven, but I can't maybe use it to the extent of how you would use it last year with a double tap. I'm not a double tapper. I need to make sure I'm pressing it. So I've now jumped the bandwagon and joined her. For the game itself, I think the game's in a good place. I think the gameplay is good. It's very fast. The game seems to be extremely fast. And I find when I'm playing against slow players who deliberately slow it down, I struggle. I get
Yeah,
impatient. And it's obviously a working tactic for them. I don't message anybody. I nearly messaged somebody the other night saying, surely you don't play like this. And I thought, no, better off it. No, I'm not doing it. Just my messaging switched off. I'm not messaging anybody. But God, he must have spent between minute. If he won the ball in the 10th minute, it would take him to the 22nd minute to finally get a shot in. It's just passing it, passing it, passing it. It gets so
it's
boring. I can't
it's a
play like
very
that.
it is a very effective method. Like for example, one of the Gauntlet games I just played, the guy from the 70th minute onwards just held the ball. I couldn't
Yeah.
get the ball back, and he was just very effective, very ruthless at holding the ball, and it works. But you have to be switched on because when I tried, I just get counted. So it's really tricky. Homer, what about yourself? What do you think about the gameplay generally? I mean, the game state of the game overall. We could talk about the market separately, but yeah, just the game.
Gameplay wise, it's the best we've had for a long time. Even the patches, it's finally tuned it. Like you can, like Neil said, you can actually put a shoulder challenge in, and it actually makes contact.
Yeah,
But if you still dive in, like in real football, you're going to get done open, and you're obviously going to concede. Passing's really good. It's rewarding when you've got it going. Yeah, it really works nice. Like the 1-2s, the gives and goes, the like, getting people down the wing, and everything seems really nice. It's just a few wee things that really annoy me. It's obviously we've mentioned it before, but the stupid glitch where you can do a flick and a volley, keeper can't touch it. Like we need
yeah,
that. Like this is every FIFA I can't think of that I played from the beginning of Ultimate Team. I generally can't think the last one where we've started an Ultimate Team and this hasn't been an issue. And they fix it. They're a bit slow to fix it this time around, but they normally fix it. Why is it in the games to start with every single time? Then there's the corner thing. Um, you take a shot corner, you jog across the byline with your right bumper, and then you just cross at the back post, and your keeper just has no notion what to do whatsoever. And even if you try and control your defender, it's too slow to
yeah.
respond. Um,
Flick ons now. I'm coming across flick ons. Front post flick ons seem to be the new meta for corners as well, I'm finding.
yeah, that's another one you can if you go for the front post and then flick it back over to the back post. Again, the keepers just they can't respond to once it goes back over their head. It's like they just don't know there's a football game going on. Um, I get gameplay. I actually really enjoy. It's more the community and just the wee things that they pick up on and just over abuse that's annoying me more often than much at the moment.
That's exactly right. I think there's certain things that I mean, even within the gameplay side of things. I mean, I have no issues playing against a Claudia Pina. Like, yeah, sure, she's a card in the game, but I think when everyone's doing exactly the same thing and moving around the edge of the box over and over again, spinning constantly, it needs a different level of concentration that you need to have to apply towards the game. And you think there's other ways to play the game. Sure, that probably is effective, but it's not really effective because it's effective. It's because I can't concentrate long enough. So if that's what you're going for, it's kind of boring. Like, there's other ways to play the game. That's the part that I think it's you can't really blame the game as such. I think you got to blame the community a little bit for falling sheep to just following all these the social media content creators are trying to make content, and I think a lot of people just follow it. And this happens usually every single year. We start off really fresh, and something a meta just comes out on social media, and everyone starts to replicate it. And as you go up in the divisions or you play champs, and I'm really looking for. I think also one of the things that we have with skill-based matchmaking, the problem is you tend to play with people of your level or slightly better who are. I mean, I'm not at great level, but I think people better at my level are slightly better. I'm doing a EAFC related podcast, so I'm pretty hardcore into the gaming community as such with the EAFC. The people that I'm playing against are in somewhat shape or form somewhat the same. They might be consuming the same sort of content, maybe from Crassi or whoever it is, or Holet Gang, whoever the hell it is, and they tend to do the same things over and over again. And that's the part that really starts to bring everyone down. And eventually, it gets into a it becomes a death spiral. It goes into a loop. But let's just hope. I mean, things can change. I'm really hoping. Like I think last time we had some patches that really changed the game a little bit as well. I think this time we don't want any defensive tweaks, but I think some sort of just a buff to jockeying would probably, from my perspective, a buff to jockeying would really make my a lot more comfortable in how I defend, how I like to defend with my defenders. I think when I have someone on me, as soon as they get the ball, if my opposition attacker gets the ball and I'm the defender right behind him, it almost feels like I can't really block him. I'm trying to, but I can't, and then I have to rejig and find another way to get him, which is fine. But I would rather just jockey that player. I think a slight buff. It doesn't have to be a major buff. A slight buff to jockeying would be good. But I think the other issue is, I think I had a conversation with John, and John said that once you have playstyle pluses of jockey plus on CBs, it'll be slightly different. I get that. I probably think that will have an impact, but I think there needs to be a slight, just a small amount of buff. What do you guys think? Do you have any issues with jockeying at all?
Yeah, well, sometimes I think jockeying doesn't exist, and I've changed my controller. I've actually changed my controller. I think my L2 is not working. I think what you're discussing is pretty much things we can discuss every year. It's a community, isn't it? We'll try anything to win at all costs. You'll get glitches, patches. We could be worse. Was it 2 years ago we had the Rolfo glitch where she
Oh
trapped it in
yeah,
her thigh and ran with the ball into the goal and stuff like that? And the people done it for a whole night, didn't they?
yeah, that's right.
You'll get all sorts of glitches where people will do anything to try and get a reward, get a
Yeah.
win. It's a
Well,
community. It's not the game. Well, the game's got the faults, but the community find the faults quickly, don't they? And that's it.
exactly, exactly. And it's a self perpetuating fallacy as such. Homer, you had to say something. You wanted to say something. Sorry.
With Jockey Plus, I'm using Shermer, the American centre back for Chelsea. She
Oh yeah,
has the,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
gold playstyle. And even if you say, sometimes I find, like, I took John's advice, let go of the sprint button when they're close enough to you. And even at that, I find I can't, even if they start to sprint away, I can't get Shermer to move quick enough to catch back up with them.
Yeah,
And then if you hold and sprint and jockey at the same time and they get too close, you start skiding left and right, and then you leave them too much space to go by you. So I can't find that medium of, like, being enough close to them, but still be able to get if they go away from me, or having that speed jockey going, and I don't give them space. Maybe that's something that John can coach me later on about, or maybe even say something else I'd like go in a little bit more detail in the pod with. But I do find that with jockeying, defending in general, it's just a little bit too slow to defend wise. Like, there's not enough reaction, and maybe it is placed just being used to play styles 99 defenders and all that sort of stats, or maybe it is just the gameplay is just that little bit slow in regards to how defenders respond. But even with a gold playstyle, I'm struggling to get that sharpness like you're asking for, Shaq. So maybe a wee buff there.
Yeah.
I find Shaq that I'm jockeying and intercepting by accident sometimes. Sometimes it's like I use Vitinha CDM, and I find if I put L2 in him, he seems to intercept a hell of a lot and jockey by accident, picking up second buttholes. When I've got Koundé, for instance, he doesn't seem to jockey any better than my
Oh,
William
that's.
Pacho, for instance. So who's the
I was just about
improver?
to bring up Kunde. I was just about to bring up Kunde as well. He's got the Jockey Plus play style, and I tried to use him. And as you said, I did feel that major, like it wasn't really like, oh, this guy is clearly much better jockey than any other defender. That's the part that I was really disappointed with, and I don't know what it is. And I think personally, I think you guys are pretty much in the same boat as me. But I personally like a little bit of my own control while trying to defend from the centre backs, rather than relying on something magically happen. It does happen from time to time. If you time everything correctly, things happen, but I just don't think I never have control over what I'm doing, and that's what kind of gets me a little bit confused and frustrated. But I think we'll get there. I think we'll get there. Hopefully, we'll get there. But a
Yeah.
slight buff wouldn't go away. I think a slight buff would probably be ideal for all of us. What we're trying to do. So that's defending it in a nutshell. I think we'll talk about some of the players and later on the player in review. But I think any particular defender that you've really shown for you so far.
For me, in the gauntlets, I actually like Ichirby. He's a bit slow,
Yeah,
but he generally is the best out and out defender I've used. He has intercept, yeah, intercept plus. So before the patch and after the patch, his defending was so good he could actually win the ball, retain the ball. He's tall, he's strong. He had if there was an evil going to get him up pace wise, I'd absolutely love that. Not that I'm biased because I'm an Intercept fan, but he was solid. At the moment, I'm using Gabriel and Goltamori, and
yeah.
Gabriel's Gabriel's got a lot better with the patch. He can use his bruiser, but I'm really hoping to get that special to Morrison.
Yeah, soon enough. But
I
the
just I
special
just knocked
tomorrow
it
is good.
back.
Sorry,
I
go
finished
on.
the season. I've just finished
You
the season. I didn't, and I
oh
didn't pick him. I didn't take him.
oh
I took the
this is the
pack.
hot take right here. So you chose the packs instead of Tomori. That's an interesting take. I think
I
I would have agreed
packed.
with you for Rogers. I would have said, yeah, fair enough, because Rogers is probably a card that's. I mean, he's good. He looked dynamic, is brilliant, but I would rather take the pack. But with Tomori, I think, as Homer said, Tomori is one card I really enjoyed. The gold card. I couldn't really fit him in from his. I didn't have a Serie A team, so I had to phase him out. I really enjoyed using Tomori, so I'm interested that
He's always
what.
had good cards.
Yeah, no interest in
Always had
trying
good
him out.
cards. I'm currently playing Pacho, and I managed to pack Ledley King in my hero pack. So I
Ooh,
was really happy with
nice.
that. So I felt as if I didn't have any Serie A players in my team, and I felt if I taken Tamori, would just sit on my bench. So I thought I'll chance my luck with the pack. If anybody's interested in who I packed, I think I packed Jonathan Tah and another 85 player. So I even put in a shadow in 63 pace Jonathan Tah is not going to help that. And I packed who's the Man City special card at the moment?
Bob,
Bob.
Bob,
Bob. I packed Bob, Oscar Bob as well. So I'll do
nice.
something with him.
Nah.
I'll keep him. I've not gotten great with it. I've used Marquinhos. I've really enjoyed him.
Yeah.
I'm using Pacho and King at the moment. The best defender, pound for pound, as such, I've used is Malo Gusto, the Chelsea right back,
Ooh,
79 rated. Cost me 700 coins. He's played 70 games. Very good. Seems to jockey well. He's athletic, and I've enjoyed using him. I've only just replaced him last week, so he's been my
fabulous.
best defender so far. Yeah,
That's a great take. I think one of the things that also has been going on in the community right now is the fact that Intercept Plus. I mean, last year was Anticipate Plus was the go-to play style, the gold tier of play styles last year. I think this year for centre backs, it's Intercept Plus seems to be getting up a lot of steam. And you're saying you've probably used Marquinhos, who has Intercept Plus as well.
very good.
Did you find that Intercept Plus was giving you that little bit of extra, like magic in the air as such?
It was pretty good. I mean, the wee icon flashed above his head a few times, but whether I was intercepting properly or using it properly,
Yeah,
I think playstyles this year you have to. So what I'm looking for, you've got to use them. You've got to actually use them
yeah,
properly. Some it's not like finesse shot where you can just hit a finesse shot. For the defending and the physical ones, you've got to time them and such, haven't you?
that's right.
I find, and he was very good for me. The only reason he went out of my team was just for soul chemistry only.
Yeah, no,
I
that's fair
actually made
enough.
some coins on him, which is very rare.
Nice. Well, talking about coins, let's talk about the thing that everyone's been talking about today, especially of all days, is the market, the state of the market. So we've had a crash after a crash after a crash and another crash. And I think things have just recovered for the past 3 hours. So, gentlemen, what do we think? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Are you indifferent? Have you lost coins? Have you made coins? How's things going for you from a market point of view? Homer, how have you been going so far?
I'm not really a trader, so when the market, I normally go untradeable. So if the market goes up, goes down, never really affects me. I did say to John at the start of the year, I was going to start trying to do a bit more trading, try and work up my coins and everything. And then I do the usual thing. I just want to play the game. I can't be bored. I joined a trading Discord with my Amazon Prime subscription,
Mhm.
and I've never been in it. Never looked at it. Even if I'd seen a couple of the guys that were charging, I think it was like £100 to get in. I was like, I'm not paying £100 to join your Discord, no. Um, so there was somebody recommended a guy on Twitch, and by Amazon Prime you get a free sub. So I used that,
Yeah, yeah.
and I've never been into it. Like we've got our own trading Discord, and I keep forgetting to go in and look at it. It's just that's how much trading just is at the back of my mind. But in general, Crash is good for everybody that's got no coins. Bad if you're trying to obviously make coins. So again, it doesn't affect me overall.
Yeah, I think going on tradable is probably one of the things that is probably peak for to actually enjoy your experience going on tradable. You get attached to the players, you can keep the players, you don't have to constantly sell them, and you just keep using those players. You just upgrade as you go along based on your pack luck or SBCs that are coming out. So it makes complete sense, and you're not really bothered by what's happening in the markets. It really does help. But I'll get to some of the things as to what's happening with the market in the sense of what we were promised, and we'll get there. Neil, what about yourself?
Trading's hard. It's very hard this year. I
Yes.
think I managed it the first 10 days with a few. Fermin Lopez, is it Lopez? Fermin Lopez, is that
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
yeah,
Barcelona guy? I
yeah.
traded. I managed to made maybe 200k off of him, buying and selling him. I'm not great at picking, so um, the ones that Fermin Lopez, I managed to buy a few and sold for maybe 6, 7k profit. I say a few, I got more than a few eventually, so I can trade, but it's too hard. Not just now. It's too volatile, and I think that's. I usually Wimby and that have discussed it last year. EA don't want tradable. They want the market gone, don't they? Is the reality. They want everything untradeable. Is the way I think it is.
That's
I don't think. I think the market's going to be will be a thing of the past at some point. It's getting closer. I've bought and sold a few players. I've not lost loads yet. I could have sold Pacho last week at 130k at one point. He's back down to a normal price. I think a couple of things are killing the market, and I think it's where it's just a new game that's out. Is it Battlefield? People
yes,
coming off the
Battlefield
game
6.
already,
Yeah,
or is it for hardcore for the hardcore gamers that look at the long game like us that play it week in week out for the full cycle? They're slowing the power curve down in the sense of rewards, yes, but there's store packs there. There's tradable store packs there. I think there's currently 5 out of the 8 store packs just now are tradable. 83 player picks are tradable. So that's what's pushing the
yeah.
price down. People are packing cards and they're selling them off at discard. And it's intentional. It's not an accident. That's what they intend to do. That's how they get their money in. They're a business, so who would
Yeah,
you argue?
that's completely fair enough. I think one of the things that really has complicated a lot of people's situations this year was the fact that EA made a conscious decision to try and come out and tell us that they were trying to retain the value of gold cards and squads going into EAFC 26 compared to how it was in EAFC 25. I think that's the part of the community that's been slightly confused and said, "Oh, hang on a minute, you said you were going to hold value. My team was supposed to hold value. Suddenly my team has no value and I'm losing coin after coin after coin, even though I'm
Yeah,
not making anything in rewards." That's the part that EA has really confused me and a lot of people with. I was talking to Jake Foot Trading. He's a trader that I good friends with him. I've spoken to him for numerous years on X, and he's a lovely guy. Really, really knows his stuff. And one of the things that he was talking to on X today, I was having a conversation with him backwards and forwards. And one of the things I raised this point with him, and he said, "True, EA did say that people can retain value, but I don't think they anticipated the value to come across in the value of your team in coin level. It's more about
yeah,
how usable those cards are in relation to the other cards that are available. So, for example, if you think about it, all the promo cards that we're getting right now, apart from Olise and a few other cards, most of the cards are just a slight touch better than their gold versions. They're not like a huge jump up. I don't know if you remember last year, by this time around, we had special hullets and special this and special that. They were miles above any other gold cards. Whereas this year, the replacement cards are not that much better. Even if you get a Trinity Rodman, if you have a gold Trinity Rodman, or you have a special Trinity Rodman who's like 600k or 700k, whatever she is, the difference is marginal. The gold Rodman is like 10, 20k, whereas the special version is 600k. So you're not really getting that value. So I think EA was trying to say that, look, we're not going to come out with heaps of cards that will just push the power curve ahead. I think the communication there slightly was misleading. Well, not misleading, it's confusing. I think a lot of people, like even me, I got completely caught off guard, like what the hell is actually going on with the markets. One of the things, I mean, as you guys have tested to as well, I'm not saying I'm an expert trader, but I have done my way along trading. One of the things that I've started to do, I think 2, 3 years ago, that I really didn't on this last year and this year was I don't get attached to any of my tradable players. As soon as I'm done playing the session for the day, I sell them. And just once you figure out the patterns of when cards are low, for example, I think Dan does it really well. He wakes up early in the morning, 6 o'clock, he just sends me a message. I want to buy this. I'll be like, yep, go ahead, buy them right now. Because I've been tracking those prices overnight. He goes and buys them. He uses them for the day. At the end of the day, when you're just about to go to bed, maybe at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, or even the best thing probably what you could do is sell at 1 p.m., buy it back at content time, use it for the night, and sell it at the end of the night and repeat the cycle. It's very arduous. It's very painful to try and buy, sell, but it saves you a whole heap of coins. I mean, some of the market crashes that we've had since I was looking at a card like Gyökeres. Gyökeres was like 190 or 100k maybe 2 days ago, less than 2 days ago. It was 60k today. All the prices have been crazy. I saw in someone's ex post today talking about how they bought a particular card for 300k and that card's like 150k right now. And they were like, "What do I do? Should I sell now?" And my advice would have been, well, it is what it is. Once the coins go, it's gone. But the other thing is, particularly with this particular crash, all it's just not one particular card set that fell. It fell across the board.
Every card, every card.
Exactly. When it happens that way, I think people just get very hung up on coins. But at the end of the day, if you sell up everything that you have, you can relatively buy exactly what you could have bought before. Things haven't really changed. So that's the part that I think people really get concerned about their coins. Don't really get too concerned about your coins. For all those people listening in that you're not really sure of what to do, just come into our Discord, have a conversation with us. Happy to help you through in the trading in the trading page as well. We'll talk you through, or just send me a DM on Discord, or just send us a message, and we'll walk you through what you need to do. Most moral of the story is just don't panic. Whatever it is, just don't panic. I think today I could clearly see there was panic after panic after panic, and at one point I was like, "Nah, this is crazy." I just went ahead and bought my whole team at I think maybe 6 a.m. UK time. I just went and bought my whole team, splashed every single coin I had on the team, made it ready, and I was at work, so I wasn't going to play. I listed everything up and completely forgot about it. Came back home maybe a couple of hours. I listed up for 3 hours because I knew I was not going to relist or whatever. Came back home, every single card of mine sold that I bought at 6 a.m. By 9 a.m., everything just rose up because it was just panic. I could see that there was crash after crash after crash. Things just went down. If it goes on that hard without there's no sense to it, just go ahead and buy it. So another thing is, if you find a card that's going down tremendously at any point in time, and you've been fancying this particular card, if it goes down, just take the shot. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah,
That's I
absolutely.
think that's trade. Well, that's managing this cycle in a nutshell more than trading as such, because trading is a full-time bloody job these days. It's crazy the way EA is controlling the market. It's crazy. Anyway, gentlemen, we've spoken about the market, we've spoken about things. Let's talk about some of the fun stuff. Let's do formation in review. Right, Homer, what formation would you like to bring up at the table today?
So I'm using the 4-4-1-1, pretty much
Ooh.
same as everybody. I started using the 4-1-2-1-2, but I packed Saka and then I done the Thompson SBC because I knew we were getting Charles in the season pass, and I packed Germer, so I had a bit of planning there. And I'm liking it so far. I have Saka as my right mid inside forward, and I keep Thompson on winger left mid. And I quite enjoy. Saka has the whip pass. Cut in with
Hmm.
Saka because Thompson's keeping her wide. She's wide out. Everybody's expecting me to come in play narrow, so you just whip it straight across to Thompson, and she's acres of space because nobody tracks her, nobody goes with her. So then I can just come into the pitch, and there's my my striker, my attacking mid, nice and free, open to play it into. So it's working out quite nice.
That makes complete sense. I saw your message on Discord, I think yesterday, day before.
Yeah,
You explained exactly that. And I was trying to picture it in my head. How's he passing it from Saka to Thompson? Yeah, so now I get it. So you're just
yeah,
whipping the
just
ball
cross
across
it,
the other
just full
wing.
power, just whip it right at her, and like I said,
Yeah,
their whole defence comes across to try and
yeah.
obviously every time I'll try and throw it up a bit, so then I'll get my Dumfries and I'll get him to run up the outside of Saka, make it look like I'm going for a through ball. I'll call the Baller shot, try and throw it up a wee bit so that they start looking at the runs. Again, Thompson's just stuck to our line, whip it right across, acres of space, first touch, and away you go. It's quite a good tactic.
That is a I'll just indulge myself
Sounds
as
good.
well because I'm going from I want to move to a 4-4-1-1 as well. So just humor me here. With your fullbacks, you have both the fullbacks on fullback defender, or do you have one on wing back just to cover that
Um,
overlapping for the inside forward?
I'm still playing with it at the moment. So I started off wing back, but I noticed, especially if I was playing against the 4-2-1-3 or the 4-2-3-1 wide, the wingers were
Hmm.
getting beyond me and my fullbacks too much. So I've put them on fullback balanced, and I've been trying fullback versatile. So far, fullback balanced seems to be the better of the options. So just leave them fullback balanced and then call them up and down.
What about your
That's probably
shape defensively? Are you defensively holding a shape with that? Yeah.
Generally they get back. They don't go that far forward. So the fullbacks they're sitting in the lane pretty much. I'll call them to come up to me. So every now and then I'm getting caught out, but everybody is. I'm trying to have fun. I'm
Yeah,
not trying to play this
yeah,
whole. Everybody has
Yeah,
to stay back. Everybody has to stay in this place, and let's just do this robotic formation and the same robotic movements every time.
yeah.
I'm trying to change it up. Try to have my own fun. If I could get away with attacking wing backs and just really go for it, I would. But I did try that one game and I got hammered 12-2, I think. It just left me far too open. It was fun, but I was just far too open. So shape wise, it's not too bad. That I don't even have my two centre mids are one's a playmaker, one's box to box. So I'm really not trying to defend
Oh,
much. I just want to have fun and attack. So it's not bad.
a good overall
that's really
at it.
interesting. Yeah. Raiola, yeah. It was working pretty well. So, with regards to your defensive depth, are you having it on high? Are you having it on medium? Or
I'm currently 75, but I am actually a
okay,
bit a bit
that's
a bit nuts, and I'm tempted to go 85. I said I want
and
to have fun, and I'm finding the higher I'm up, a lot of players because they're having their team, they're running back where they're set their cams, so the teams are sitting back. The higher up you are, the better chance you've got of winning it back in their half and just keeping the pressure on. So I might tonight, tomorrow, go 85 and just. I said I'm trying to have fun. This whole like must win, must do meta, must whatever's just not happening for me. So let's go for it.
no, that's fair enough. That's a really good shot. And last question on that tactic is: are you using short passing balanced, or are you using counter
Shot passing. I like
short
shot passing
passing?
because
Interesting.
I like to pass and move, get players going, 1-2s, make fake runs with the 1-2s so the game goes. So short passing keeps everybody a bit close, but then like I said,
Yeah.
even when they are a bit closer, especially because Thompson has that plus plus, she tucks out nice and wide, and you still have that bit of variety as well.
Well, that's a really interesting. Look, I am after this, after recording this pod, I am moving to a 4-4-1-1. So I'll keep that in mind. I'll try and tweak my 4-4-1-1 to suit my team in place. I think in my head, I have left winger, or one of the wingers on winger plus, and the fullback on fullback defend. On the other side, I have inside forward and the fullback on wing back, so it can go forward. So to cover up that space, it works in my head, but I know in the game it's not going to work as simple as that. But Gauntlet's a really good. I'm getting destroyed anyway. Might as well have some fun along the way. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'll try that after this game. Neil, what about yourself? What's your formation in
I,
review?
I'm in limbo for. I might even try this 4-4-1-1 because I'm in complete limbo. I started the first champ weeks on the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and I liked and I put my fullbacks on wing back, but defend. I Selma Basha for the whip pass, but she never got that far forward enough to put the whip pass in half the time. I found going forward, the 4-1-2-1-2 was great for me. There was always space. There was always a player available to pass to, and I seemed to get up the pitch quite quick. But I get destroyed defensively. Too many
Yeah.
holes, and I even had just one CDM. And I found I had Tony Cruz on one side, and I can't remember who the other one was. Desiree Dewey, and
Oh
I
yeah.
just found he just drifted wide too far. Even when I called them in centrally, they just drifted too far wide, left me too
Yeah.
open. The games that I get beat, I properly get beat, and
Yeah.
I knew why I get beat. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like I'm sitting going, "Oh, I've been beaten for the lag," or I knew why I was getting beat. So I went with the sheep with the 4-2-3-1 wide at the moment, mainly because I packed a Nico Williams,
Oh yeah.
which made me
Nice.
change chem. So I had a Patchy Guajaro sitting there, so I'm playing her CDM with the box crasher plus plus roll. She gets forward more than my cam now because I'm playing Guller at cam. Guller's
Oh yeah.
classic 10, and I'm finding the formation. It's the same as everybody else's. So I would love to maybe try something, even if it's a 4-4-1-1, just to try and be a bit different. Is probably the best way to put it. It's okay. I mean, I try and play I've got my fullbacks and wing back. I like them coming up a little bit just to support. They don't get caught out too much because I find that players will just attack the wing anyway and always try to cut back in. So you just use a CDA. John says not to control CDMs, but you've got to control them to a point, haven't you?
Yeah,
So
exactly, exactly,
you'll control your
exactly.
CDM to try and intercept any inward passes and stuff like that. I'm finding it okay, but I will be looking to try a different formation, certainly, yeah. I
Yeah,
play 50 depth. To be honest, I played high depth and didn't really notice much difference between the two. I find that my players will seem to be quite aggressive anyway, and I always play short passing.
you play short
It's just
passing as well.
yes, because nobody kicks the ball far. Everyone does short pass. Nobody does. So at least if your player's coming towards you, if I play counter, I find that there's too much space between trying to find passes. Then if I try and I play somebody good, they'll just intercept my pass, which seems to happen to me quite a lot. So the shorter the passes, the shorter the passes, the better.
Yeah, exactly. I think my thing has been I tried 4-4-2. I tried a whole variety of formations. I think we must also call out the fact that in this EFC 26, you can literally try. I think every single formation is viable in some way, shape, or form. It is viable, whether it's fun, whether it works for you. That's a question mark. But I think it is viable because I've tried a whole variety of formation and I faced a variety of formations as well. And some of them are really interesting. I think I tried a 3-5-2 for a while. That was really good fun. I wasn't clicking well with it. It also depends on the players that you have available to you in your club, so that makes it a little bit of a dampening effect and trying to do the right thing. But I think I tried a whole variety of things and it seemed to work. 4-2-3-1 is something that I'm running right now, exactly as you, Neil. I'm jumping up and down with different things. I've done counter, I've done short passing. Well, I haven't done short passing yet. I've done counter, I've done balanced, and it works to a degree. But I think it's starting to get a little bit stale and boring, and I just really want to try something different. 4-4-1-1 is probably a really near cousin of the 4-2-3-1 wide, so I just want to give it a try before I try and change something drastically again back to a 3-5-2 or things like that. But I think eventually I want to do something different. I really want to go for a 3-5-2. I would love to replicate some of the tactics that we see in football, in real life football, but it's easier said than done. Like sometimes I think I do remember last year. Funny enough, last year, Claudia Pina. There was a special Claudia Pina card that I had backed in my club, and I just put her back into my squad and started using her as a cam, as a shadow striker cam, and I had completely changed the way I played the game. Completely changed. It was I can't remember when it was. It changed the way I played the damn game. And this year, I don't really want to use Pina just because everyone's using Pina. Everyone's killing it with Pina. Even though I have a special
Yeah,
connection with that
same.
card, it doesn't mean anything to me now. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, we will try some other formations as well. And I think John's working on a really cool formation as well that he's going to share in the Discord. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's a five back as well. It's
Yeah,
an interesting
five
five
two
back that
one
he's
two,
working.
5-2-1-2.
There we
He's
go.
bringing out. I'm really looking forward to that one as well.
I've never played a
Exactly.
five back guys, so I wouldn't. I would try it, but I don't
The
know. I
fun.
just don't know.
If he sets it up the way that I think he's setting it up, it'll be really really fun. Because I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
the wing backs are going to be just let get forward, so it's going to be get it in your centre backs. If I think, let's say if I think centre backs into your midfielders, out to your wingers, back into your cam, back out, back in, a lot of triangles.
Yeah.
Um, so
That's the
I'm looking
thing.
forward to it.
And then at the backline, you have three centre backs that can look after your backline. So you don't really have to worry about bringing your CDMs back or whatever. You've got three really good solid players at the back there that can cover for each other. So that's what in my head, it makes sense. And I really want to try something like that. So can't wait for those tactics. So bring them on, John. We're waiting for you.
I'll
Right.
try them out.
Yeah. Gentlemen, moving on. Last segment for today is player in review. Any player that you really want to shine, put a light on to showcase how good they are. Homer, we'll start with you. Any player in review?
Yeah, I've mentioned her a few times already, but Alicia Thompson,
Yes.
the SBC, I think she actually, but she has low driven, technical, first touch, and quick step. So three of the main sort of things I would look for. First touch, can hit a nice, what's the word for it? Pressured pass, the R1 pass. So ping it into her, and she'll control it. Technical, so once you get to the box, hold on to the right bumper and just wiggle yourself around. And obviously low driven, it's the meta, it's the best way to finish. But she's a winger plus plus as well. So I keep saying, she sticks nice and wide. So no matter what, you can be tucked in on the right hand side. She's just going to stay out, and it's just that. Oh, like I said already, that option. You just cut back and just whip the ball to her, and she's out there, takes the ball down, and you can just go again. And she was quite cheap as well. And obviously she links to Shermer because they're both American, both play for Chelsea in the Women's League, who's obviously a good player herself. So yeah, she's really good.
Awesome. That's a really it's 8.6K. So it's a really easy SBC to get done. And is it still active? Let me just quickly check.
Um,
Is the SBC still active? It's expired, unfortunately. But hey ho, should have done it. Well, that's a really interesting review of Lisa Thompson. I think this is the thing as well. I'm kind of struggling to try and get these SBCs done. Normally, in yesteryears, I would have done this kind of price. I would have just put them in the club. This year, my club is dry most of the time, so I don't really get to do these SBCs. But
Yeah.
that's a really good shout. That's a really good shout. Neil, what about yourself?
You mentioned one of the players in the crash. I've been using Gyökeres, the Arsenal forward. I've been using him a lot. And the main reason, as I said, for timing for he's getting Forcer Playstyle Plus. If you time that right in the box, the amount of space you can get just by bashing somebody off the ball and scored so many goals in rivals and champs with him. So strong, and he's got not just his normal shot, but his finesse shot is really good as well. I don't know if he's got that in his base or not, but just the enforcer play style. If you get the ball into him and a defender automatically comes in to tackle, if you press that L2 button, shoves the defender out the way, gets a bit of space and gets a shot away. For me, the way I've been playing, it's as effective or more effective than the low driven of Peter, for instance.
Ooh,
It's a great play style to have, and I've been using it a lot with him, even just for edge of the box, holding the ball up, but in the box, he can just get a lot of space. I packed him when he was worth 200k. I believe he's now worth, what,
60,
70k?
70K.
Something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
60, 70k. I managed to link him with the goalkeeper Raya, David Raya. But he's been great for the Gyökeres. He's on my bench now just because I'm trying Pina, but I really like him. And I'd recommend MD if they want a different style of forward to try him out. He's really good, and he's not the slowest. He's not bad.
Yeah, no, there was. I did try him, and I did really enjoy. I wasn't really getting the enforcer, the timing as perfectly as you as it needs to be, but it was really good fun. His finishing was top notch. I think 5-star weak foot, so he really can bang it into the top corner if you have
Yeah,
an
it's
open space. It's
practice.
like a
It's just timing. It's all timing.
timing the
It
enforcer.
doesn't always
Yeah.
work. You have to time it. If you practice it, it works. It's a good tool to have.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try him out again. I think I've been using small strikers like Dumorne and things like that for a while,
She's
and
amazing.
also
She's amazing as well.
she's really good. But I think with her, the thing is, it feels like you've got to do that. She's not big, so she gets bullied off the ball. So the only way you have to wiggle around players, and I'm like, I don't like people doing that against me. Why am I doing that against people? So I've tried to shift it across, and I really haven't found a striker that gives me that level of confidence. But I think a big striker up top, like a Haaland or a Gyökeres, probably be the perfect thing for me to try. So I'll give that a go. Quickly, my player in review for this week is a really cheap SBC, 65,000 odd coins, Arda Guler, and I thought it was going to be a really expensive SBC. I just did it because I had a Ferland Mendy, I had a Gamo Winga, I had an Eder Militao untradeable. So I thought, you know what, screw it, let me just make a team around these guys. And he's phenomenal. He is absolutely phenomenal. He's got the tech silver. He's got the finesse shot silver. He's got the incisive pass silver, and the kind of passes he's a really. If you've tried Odegaard in this game, just think of Odegaard but slightly polished version of Odegaard that can actually run as fast as you want him to run, that can pass precisely, even though he doesn't have the incisive plus. He does passes really well. I think one of the things that really stood out to me was his dribbling. His dribbling is really good in and around the box. He can actually get those clear shots to actually take a finesse shot, and he's got finesse silver, and his finesse shots are wonderful to have as well. So I'm really enjoying the card, and I think I really want to build my squad. He's going to be that card that I'm really looking forward to trying to build around, because at this point in time, you get some sort of affiliation with certain cards, and I think for now, Kula is the one card this year that I've thought, I'll really enjoy playing with this card, so I'm going to try and build around him, and hopefully I can do some evos around him. We haven't really spoken about evos, but we'll leave that for another day. But yeah, I would love to evo him up and keep him for the rest of the year as well, and see where it goes, because I'm really enjoying using him.
I've done them myself. I'm also using them, so I might even
Enjoying him?
maybe build it. Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, he seems to be smooth in the ball, so I'm enjoying using him.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Well, gentlemen, I think we have almost reached towards the end of the show. It's a short, quick, sharp show just to get get our form back in game with the three of us going on the Tuesday night club. Hopefully, if this is a success and if John lets us have the keys again, we can jump in and give it a go again. And hopefully, this becomes a regular thing because I've really enjoyed having a conversation with you lads about the game. And look, each week we'll have a different thing going on. So yeah, any last words before we go for the golden door? Neil, anything?
No, thanks for having me. It's been a great opportunity. And if people want to listen to me again, or you guys are happy chatting to me, I'd love to contribute. Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely, this is delightful. It's been great having you on. Thank you for being available as well, and thank you for jumping in and jumping on the opportunity. So yeah, great to have you on
No,
board.
you're welcome. Thank
Homer,
you.
Homer,
I
what about
know.
yourself?
No, it's been good. It's nice to get the Tuesday Club back and going. The-
Yeah,
Unlike Top Gear and the Greatest Tour, we haven't completely destroyed the trio. We've kept an OG at least. So, yeah, I've enjoyed the conversation, and hopefully we can keep it going, keep the seats warm until the other two are free and ready to come back and take the roads.
uh, that'll be awesome. That'll be fabulous. And I really enjoyed myself as well. So we can certainly, as we develop some sort of chemistry, we'll have some sort of banter going as well, and that'll take this show to the next level. So looking forward to
Yep.
that. So for all of those listening, really hope you had a good time, and we will hopefully see you back again in a week's time. If not, in the middle, you'll obviously catch John and his dulcet voices towards the weekend podcast. In the meantime, there's only one thing left to do. Homer,
Drop it.
Neil,
Drop it.
Drop it.
we're going to drop it. Thanks, everyone.